Hey, yo. We got 6 games on a Saturday. What's up? What's popping? How y'all doing? I already forget the national calendar days today. National Pigs in a Blanket Day. Got some wild shit going on. Damn, we got a Penn State light down there that we can't even see that good. What are we going to do? Gonna have to put it up on that chair. That's where it belongs. Up high. What y'all doing? How's your Saturday going? We got a massive UFC event tonight. We got a lovely somebody. Yeah, look at that. Eric, right on time. Ernest says, what's up? What's going on, man? You got right on time. Eric says, what's up, fam? Happy Saturday. Can't wait for the UFC. Let's go Masvidal. He's rooting for Masvidal today. I mean, hey, Masvidal is hard not to root for him. I would say this. I'm indifferent. I want to see Usman win. I just like Usman a lot. I think there's bigger fights that could be made on an Usman championship fights, like Kobe next, Covington, right? But after seeing Usman weigh in, do all that stuff, and obviously they're in Florida. They're in Masvidal's close to his stomping grounds, Miami, Jacksonville, whatever you want to call it. He got just booed nonstop. It was like he was the road team. Usman just getting booed every word he said in the press conference. Man, it made me think like, wow, I really hope he destroys this guy now. Are you the guy from Life Update, says Ryan? That's me. We did it literally directly behind me on the floor. We don't have any, the only like elevation level tables I have in this room are the desks that I'm using. So in the next place, when we move there in like 2 weeks or so, 3 weeks, gonna try and get like a basically just higher up version of what we used. Ideally, like put that fucking thing just like on a stand and sit up higher. That's funny. You the guy from Life Update. So excited for this UFC card, taking a day off from the NBA. There we go. I think a lot of people are probably gonna take a day off from the NBA for the UFC card. It's a good card. It's a really good, even before the pay-per-view, it's a good card. I mean, I'm looking forward to the women fights more than the. I mean, obviously, Usman Masvidal, there's a lot of shit talking. Masvidal did look good in round 1. Like, he won round 1 in that last fight. It was the only round that he won. So, like, early, like, if you want to see Masvidal win, if you're putting your money on him or something, it probably better happen in the first 2 rounds. More than likely the first round and a half. What's going on, Dale? How you doing? Salad bag of donuts. Hit it with them prize picks. Yeah, I put the top prize picks that I think are the best options in the Discord earlier. We'll definitely get through and go through them as we go. Any questions that you have about this 6-game slate? Not the craziest of slates. There's a 2-game slate earlier, which I know a lot of people were involved with. So any questions that you have on this slate, let me know. I currently have 4 prize picks in. 4 prize picks right now for me placed. Do you think Middleton can pick it up in the second half? I didn't do a single thing for the early game, so I have no idea, my man, David. I didn't do anything I didn't do anything in the early games. They started at 1 and 3:30. It was not something that I wanted to start my day off with, to be honest with you. Zhang versus Rose is going to be amazing. Yeah, that's the best fight, I think. But I think that's the best fight for sure. Shevchenko is probably the second best fight if we're talking about the championship fights. What's up, Sal? What power forwards do you like? What's going on, Cheesy Dizzle? How you doing? Which power forwards do I like? So yeah, let's get into the double box right now. So there's a lot of value on this slate. We're still really waiting to see what happens. Like KJ Martin is the best play in the slate. So if you're asking me what power forwards I like, we can pull up Houston's minutes today. KJ Martin's the best play in the slate. KJ Martin's arguably the best prize picks play in the slate. Let's see if his prize pick is still a dirt cheap where it was. KJ Martin was at a 23 prize picks earlier. He's still at 23. Like this is the best play in the slate. DraftKings, he's the best play in the slate. As of right now, prize picks, I expect this number to change, even come off the board. I have KJ Martin at 31.7 fantasy points, and I might be low on him. They only have 8 bodies today. He is a strong fantasy point per minute producer. There's not that many good fantasy point per minute producers on this team today. It's probably Kelly Olynyk and KJ Martin, and it might stop there. Like the rest of them, like Jason Tate's fine. Like he's not elite, he's fine. KJ Martin is a player at small forward, power forward that can actually dominate. So Martin, like across the board on DraftKings, fantastic power forward. On SuperDraft or on SuperDraft, fine as well, not elite, but the 23 over/under on Prize Picks, the sponsor of the program today, is the best spot on Prize Picks today. Other power forwards that I like today, DJ Wilson is fine. I just want to make sure that he's still power forward eligible. I'm going to be pulling up the slate on DraftKings so I can see the exact eligibility. DJ Wilson is fine. He's only center eligible now, DJ Wilson. That's brutal. All right, so power forwards today. There's really no pay-up ones. A lot of them are injured, right? A lot of them are injured. Are going to be massively limited. So you start to get to like playable power forwards in the 8K range at 8K flat with Michael Porter Jr. And then you're just automatically like right into the 5K range. So Jason Tate, KJ Martin from the same team are probably going to be your best power forward options today. I would go Martin and Jason Tate in that order. Kelly Olynyk is now only center eligible, sadly, but then you're quickly into like the 4K range, and then there's not as many good options down there. Like Aaron Gordon, I think is okay. Much rather have a Tate or a Martin for a lot cheaper. Brissett will be a strong play if Goga was to miss, and or McDermott, but more so Goga, because then Brissett gets a lot of center run. That's basically it. Like 3 or 4 power forwards look good to me today. More might be able to open up, but that's kind of where the neighborhood that I'm living in today. Hey, Sal, do you usually play second half for prize picks? Nope. I usually just do for full game fantasy points. What Rockets do you like today? Which ones don't you like? So they're on the screen right now. The yeses for me are Olynyk, Tate, Armani Brooks, and KJ Martin. I would rank the Rockets today as KJ Martin, Tate, Kelly Olynyk, Armani Brooks in that order. They're also, so all these Rockets for me right now, the ones that I just mentioned, they're all top 8 plays for me today. I currently have in my top 8 5 Rocket players. So obviously they look fantastic. They're down to anytime that a team's playing with 8 bodies, you know it's going to be good. You know, it basically locks in the starting 5 for like 32 plus minutes apiece. Hope Thug Rose can get it done. Zhang is legit. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, it's going to be a fun fight to watch. I just went back and watched all the past championship fights for Rose. Yeah, which was basically against Joanna, the 2 fights. Yeah, it was really fun. I took the under on Middleton today. Best of luck. Zhang versus Rose is going to be amazing. I agree. I'm just going to add MMA to my night, says Dale. Yeah, I don't see why not. I will as well. Yeah, so hopefully somebody, I see Ryan, I don't know if you watched it or listened to it, the new podcast that I released today. Hopefully you had some fun with that. If you enjoyed it, 50-minute podcast, me and my girlfriend, new podcast we're doing called Life Update. We're going to aim to do them 2 times a week, like 40-minute episodes or so. Russell, Luka, Bam, and Plumlee, my main guys, single entry. How's that look? Russell's okay. Plumlee's good. Bam, Luka are both fine. Luka gets better with no points. Hey, it looks okay. Like, I'm not dying for it, but it looks fine. Nothing like stands out as really bad. Sup, Sal, best values, favorite stud. Best values today are KJ Martin, Goga Badeas if he plays, Armani Brooks, if we're looking at like 4K and below, and then PJ Dozier. Best stud today, probably it's Luka and Nikola Jokic. The center position is really tough to get to Jokic, though, because you can see right now Houston's on the screen. If Goga Badeas plays today, it's Goga Badeas. It is Mason Plumlee. It is Kelly Olynyk, who I want to have a good amount of. So it's really tough at that point to start to get to the pay-up guys. So the flexibility, like I talked about in the video this morning, when we talked about it, the flexibility of Luka, point guard and small forward, makes it just so easy and a lot easier to get him into your lineups. So the flexibility of Luka. Yo, fucking Vetri, what's going on, boss man? Thanks a lot, Sal, no problem. How much better is Michael Porter Jr. usage since Barton is out? I mean, we could look at the exact usage. I'll pull it up on the screen. But his fantasy point per minute changes by like 2 points. So it's decent, but he's still kind of priced for it. So he definitely in play today, but it's not like he's one of these standout plays in the slate. And luckily, because of that, you'll probably get some decent ownership on a Michael Porter Jr. today. I don't expect him to be anything more than on this 6-game slate, like average ownership. But let's do it right now. Let's take off. I mean, we have to take off a fucking bunch of guys. But let's just take off Murray and Barton. We can leave the rest of the guys on for now. Like I know Gary Harris and all these guys aren't on the team anymore. So you see Michael Porter Jr.'s usage go up to 23.8%, which is good. If we put Barton back on the court, let's see what it drops to. Barton, obviously former point guard, actually played a lot of point guard with this team about 3 years back. Michael Porter goes down to 20. So his usage goes up about by 1 point, right? So nothing elite there, nothing crazy. Fantasy point per minute goes to 1.1. If you take Barton off the court, it's probably not going to be, since it's a 1% usage difference, I assume there's not much of a difference for Michael Porter. 1.16, so a decent difference, 0.06. And that's where that 2 points in fantasy points comes from. Keep going, Vetri boy. I will. You as well. Hey, Sal, I'm late. Who are your best 2 prize picks? Yeah, we didn't go over prize picks yet. I think that KJ Martin is the best play on all slates today. Mainly DraftKings and Prize Picks. I have KJ Martin for 8.7 points more than where he's currently at. I think the over-under on KJ Martin is, if you're not already signed up, use the link down below. Use the code SAL. This is going to go up. If this doesn't go up, this is a complete miss by them, like the Isaiah Hartenstein. There's only 8 bodies today. This is a strong fantasy point per minute producer that I have projected for 30 minutes of play. So 23 minutes is an absolute joke, or 23 points. So he's well over that for me. I also have Clarkson, Drummond, and Luka overs. Those are the 4 I've placed. The other, I currently have action on 4, and I'll likely have action by the end of the day on 10. The other 6 I put into the Discord as well. So I'll just finish up baseball practice. Like you had practice or like a kid? Beautiful guy going to grill with some steaks. For the fellas, we asking for the filet mignon, no hamburger helper, somebody said. None over Clarkson and Russell today. I think I'd rather have Clarkson. So none is my 6th overall play. Clarkson is my 10th. I like Clarkson more. I have none projected as the better play today, but I like Clarkson's ceiling more. Like, none is a really high ceiling when Jimmy Butler's out. But Butler kind of caps the ceiling because of what he does in so many different areas for what a Kendrick Nunn can get up to, right? So I'll go with Jordan Clarkson. The ownership on both of them is probably going to be, I would say, pretty comparable. But yeah, I'll go with both of them. I'll go with, I said fucking both of them. I don't know what kind of answer that was. Like, what are you doing, guy? What are you doing, guy? I'll go with this guy right here. Clarkson in the picture right there. Give me Clarkson. Did you cover MMA betting on the channel anywhere? Yeah, we have a guy come on every single week named Manpreet. It goes live on Thursdays, every single Thursday. So Manpreet covered MMA betting and DFS picks Thursday afternoon at noon. He went live. So I'd encourage you to check that out. We also have projections, ranks, ownership, and a lineup optimizer on Patreon. AD on prize picks today, not touching it. The under looks appealing, or the over looks appealing, but I'm not touching it because AD might play 16 minutes today. I gave him 20-22, and at that point, yeah, the over looks good for where they have him at on prize picks, but we don't have an actual belief in what his minutes are. Unless they come out and say he's going to play 20 minutes exactly. And at that point, I still don't really want to touch it. But I would feel a little bit more confident. But we don't know if he's playing 20, 22, 24, or 16 or 14 minutes today. So I'm not going to touch it. Love the pod, Sal. Hope your day went well. Happy Saturday, brother. Thanks, Max. I appreciate you listening to it. Thank you. Yeah, thanks. Yeah. Any feedback that you guys have on that, drop it here. Drop it in the comments on that. It's not approved on Apple yet. It takes a couple business days, and we tried to get it approved Thursday night. So it's on Spotify, it's on Anchor, and it's on YouTube. Hopefully it'll be on Apple over the next couple of days. I'm not playing Denver because they are winning by 80 today, somebody says. I'll pull up Denver's minutes on the screen right now so we can kind of talk through Denver. There are Denver's minutes on the screen. What's good, Sal? Really thinking about pulling the trigger on your Patreon, says William Lewis. William Lewis. Yeah, any questions that you have, get up in there. I will say that if you're not in a position financially to, if you're trying to pay down bills and you're trying to cut your expenses and things like that, debts, whatever it might be, I would much appreciate it if you took care of yourself first before coming over to the community. But if you want to come over to the community, if you have the disposable income, any questions you have, let me know. Happy to help and see if it's the right decision for you, my man. Should I stack Luka and Jokic together in single entry 200 max people? Yeah, I think that's fine. Yeah, there's enough value on this slate to go over the two studs. Those are the two best studs in the slate, and there's more than enough value. There's a ton of guys in the below 5K range, and let alone 4K or below. Butler over Luka at small forward and GPPs. Butler over Luka at small forward and GPPs. Honestly, I still lean Luka there, but there's obviously a price difference. So it depends on what you're getting with that extra $1,500. If you have like a 2v2, you can give me, and then I can give you a better answer. The Houston point guard today, Armani Brooks. Yeah, he looks good. Armani Brooks is my third ranked player today. Discord was banging last night with the food talk and pictures about to have a fella's food truck. Yo, food trucks is something I almost pulled the trigger on when I was in high school. Me and a buddy who actually helps me with all my camera stuff, I'm about to pull the trigger on. I mean, we're about to spend just not too much money because we're reinvesting into the business. On the laptop we have right now, it literally allows me to get a more crisp picture. I can use a higher resolution camera, which you might not be able to notice, but I can. More screens, more lights. It allows this all to run. And now we're about to go into having a much better, I would say a much better camera coming in the way, where I'm about to purchase a Sony. My friend who's a filmmaker for a living giving me all the hookups on the right lenses and stuff. So the goal of that one is to have, I don't know if you guys have ever seen depth of field, DOF, if you know what that is. But basically the background will be a little bit blurred out, not totally because I want this to still be seen, but it'll just be very crisp. So like right now you might think this quality is good, and it's definitely better than what we've had in the past, especially just dating back. Like if you look at my content from a year ago, let alone 2 years ago, it's definitely getting better, right? But I want it to be as crisp as possible come this NFL season. I was going to pull the trigger on it in like June or May, but I said, you know what? Let's get it right now, and let's get it up and running by June. So I'm excited for that. Kobe White's still good. I have him as the last man in. As the last man in, yeah. Kobe White's fine today. It's just that better options have opened up now because of this Houston news, right? Kobe White is a top 25, borderline top 20 play for me. He's not a yes anymore, but he is in a player pool. Right now on this 6-game slate, I currently got... I don't have that many guys in a player pool. I got 31 guys in a player pool. That's guys that I have 5% or more ownership towards, so that's decent. Yeses right now for me is 14 players. 14 players. Dollar bills, y'all. Do you have any money on MMA prize picks tonight? Just curious. I don't currently, no. I do not currently have anything on there. I usually play like MMA DFS, like DraftKings. I might look at the prize pick stuff. I do projections for it, so if there is projected points over there, I will. I don't bet on MMA, but I will once I'm in a legal state. Like, I bet on the NFL, even though I'm not in a legal state, because, I mean, I probably shouldn't be saying this live, but I have people help me out with that, if you will. But for the MMA, it's like the worst type of thing, because normally I'll either live bet for the MMA or try and do some parlays, and it's just like, it's almost an inconvenience to be asking somebody like an hour before the fight. It's like, yo, can you go do this for me? So, but for NFL, I'm okay with the inconvenience of doing that. since we want to get a lot more action down. But MMA it's crazy because it's a sport where I have like my least action to least action. Like I have more on PGA, I have more on NBA each night from a DFS standpoint, obviously more on NFL when that's in season. MMA I have my least action, and it's my favorite sport to watch, obviously, because the stakes are there. Like any second somebody can get knocked the fuck out or land an insane finish, right? So I actually like that too. Like I've been very like in my free time, if I'm not watching something of comedy based, like on YouTube while I'm eating and things like that, it's MMA. And it's been a lot of like Chael Sonnen. It's been a lot of just MMA straight stuff from UFC. They have a fantastic YouTube page, all their vlog styles for the fight weeks. So it's like all that stuff. But I made like a very conscious decision not to cover more NFL and MMA content on the channel myself, because then I don't want it to get to the point where like, not golf has gotten to me right now, where like I'm doing too much content for it that I'm kind of like burnt out from it, that I don't want to go to it in my free time, right? Like in my free time, I don't watch any golf shit. Like I don't watch any other golf shows. Same thing for NFL. Like I don't watch any other NFL shows, any YouTube channels on it. I just do my own work because I'm like, I already know everything I need to know. Like I don't want to do any more. I like being informed on the MMA from other people. It's fun. Do you like Nunn and Butler? Yes. Do you like Jokic over under on Prize Picks? It's a no bet for me. I've got Jokic at like 57 points and change, so it's 56 is a no bet. Let's go. What's up, Dominate? But he's got the chain on and everything. Big chains only. Do you like DeJounte Murray today? Yeah, he's one of my 14 yeses, Poppy. Affirming a 100K win tonight, says Josh. 13 games left. Got to get it done. Hey, 13 games left. Like that's as many days as there's left in the regular season. 13 games. Is that it? I mean, I know when does the regular season end? Is it May 22nd or is it earlier than that? Somebody let me know in the chat. I'm sure somebody will know. When does the regular season for the NBA end? I believe it's like May 22nd or somewhere in there. And then the playoffs last literally 2 months into July. Just motherfucking crazy. Let me get my guy a link to the live stream right now. Get my messages up. Get my guy a link. Bang. We rolling. Oh, I gave him the wrong link. I gave him the wrong link. I'm trying to fucking promote I gave him the link to life update. That ain't it. Yo, optimal lineups, Winter say. Yeah, we'll go over some lineups actually. Let's go over some lineups. I forgot about this. I forgot that we had a motherfucking big energy optimizer up in this thing. Big old Billy. All right, let's build some shit. All right, let's put together 50 lineups. Let's go 17% randomness for now. We'll go 3 uniques. 3 uniques will get us pretty fucking different on a 6-game slate. So you like Kenyon Martin Jr. tonight? Yeah, he's my number 1 projected play right now. Point per dollar wise. Yeah, he's like by far. Him and Goga are relatively close. They're like above everybody else, but he's like my top play. Like I'm sure I'm going to have close to 100%. Yeah, like in this build with 17% ownership, I get with 17% randomness and 3 uniques, which is trying to make your lineups more unique. Every lineup has to have 3 guys that were not all in the other lineup together. The next 3 guys have to be different from the previous lineup. So 96% ownership is obviously like he's close to a lock right now. Do you like Jeremy Grant today? I am not too much on him. No. The buddy's got a chain on. How many minutes do you have Nunn for today? Is he a priority? Says Rick Radar over on Twitter. Nunn is not a priority for me today, but he is a strong play. I would say there's like 2 priorities, and it would be Kenyon Martin, KJ Martin, or Ngoga. Nunn is too close in price to like Mason Plumlee, somewhat Jason Tate. So Nunn's a strong play. Nunn right now for me is my 6th overall play, my 5th yes. I have him for 31.6 minutes. We can pull up his 31.6 fantasy points. We can pull up Nunn's actual minutes. I've Nunn at 34 minutes. So yeah, he's going to get a lot of minutes today. Like I'm expecting Miami starters to get a shit ton of minutes. And then KZ and Iguodala to fill out the rest. Maybe some Deadman in there as well. So these are the types of lineups you're going to get. And we might have to put more randomness on, but having a lot of uniques I thought would get us at least somewhat different. So these are like really appealing lineups, but this is going to be like a chalk lineup, right? It leaves $200 on the table, which might make it a little bit more unique, but it's going to be a relatively fucking chalky lineup. Like I don't think any of these guys are going to be low on today. So we might have to put a little bit more randomness on. This one gets Drummond and PJ Dozier in there, who I think will actually come in a little bit lower on. So this is a more appropriate lineup. This would be like a very small field single entry lineup, borderline fucking cash lineup, honestly. That's like a borderline cash lineup. Let's put more randomness on. Let's put 27% randomness on and see what we get. Do you uncheck all your players you don't want on the optimizer? Unchecked a few many yesterday and didn't want to. Yeah, no, I don't check. I don't uncheck anybody. I leave everybody in the optimizer. If you start to uncheck your player pool down to 40 or 50 guys, it won't run the optimizer, or it'll give you way too much exposure to a certain amount of guys. What's popping, my guy? Top 3 overs on Prize Picks. Yeah, I think the best play is Kenyon Martin Jr. over 23. Nunn, I think, is a That's the best play. Brissett's under is really good, but that's only if Goga plays. So we kind of have to like wait and see what happens with that one. Other than that, I have placed Clarkson over 31, Luka over 49, and Drummond over 34 on Prize Picks. The Drummond over 34, I have him close to the 40 fantasy points, so that's like really close. Goga just got ruled out. All right, so now Brissett's a no play or a no bet. So Goga was the number 2 overall play. Now that ain't gonna be it. Now it's not gonna be it anymore. So Goga gets ruled out. At least the chat's telling me that, which I'm just going to assume that we ain't got too many motherfucking jabronis in the chat. At least one of you crazy cats is actually being true. Kobe White is overpriced. I think he's appropriately priced. In MMA, you are dependent on people that keep track of strikes and what counts. Hope for a KD. Yeah, okay. Yeah, obviously. Yeah, it's all just parlay based. Somebody says, Galf. Do you like Olynyk under on Prize Picks? No, I think if anything, the over, but I'm not touching it. Love to see Tristan Conley get another fight. There you go. Clarkson is not garbage, somebody says. Correct. He's not garbage. He's nowhere near garbage. Clarkson is an extremely, extremely talented basketball player. I mean, it might be one-sided, like one side of the court, but he's an extremely talented basketball player. So Jeremy Lamb and... All right, so Jeremy Lamb and Goga are out today. So we'll update that. That got official 3 minutes ago. I'll update that momentarily. So that is clearly going to be changing a lot for Indy. It's going to make McDermott look good, and it's going to make Brissett look like a strong option. So Brissett's going to be a strong option now. Brissett kind of just takes over Goga's role. Like Goga's a better fantasy point per minute producer, but Brissett's now going to get big minutes at just $4,200. So for Indy today, lots more to go around. Like Goga looked like one of the top plays. Now it's like with Goga being out, now it's just, I mean, all in on Kenny Martin Jr. Like if you're not... Like, if you're not already having some sort of exposure to Kenny Martin and you're playing DFS tonight, you're doing it wrong. Obviously, he's going to be massively owned, but this 23, I just can't stress how, like, important this 23 is right here. Get the over on the 23. Use the promo code SAL, linked down below on Prize Picks, and take advantage of this. Like, this is an 8.5 point difference. This will be the third highest spread on a total that I had so far. The other two we hit easily, Isaiah Hartenstein and one-time John Collins when Clint Capella got ruled out. Remember those motherfuckers right off the top of my head because I was like, we've never been able to print money that fast. What's good, Sal? Appreciate you, brother. What's going on, Cody? How you doing? Travis says I lied. Oops. I don't know what you lied about. He says Mickey D is out too. I don't know who Mickey D is. I don't know if that's a nickname or you just saying that, but Mickey D's got to be out for life. You going to McDonald's and eating, man. You got to do something with your palate. I don't know how you think that food actually. I don't know how that food satisfies. Damn. I don't know. I don't want to sound like I'm on an ivory tower of privilege, but there's a decent amount of money you would have to pay me to eat something from McDonald's. Like, I'm not paying for it. You would have to pay me a decent, like right now, you cannot pay me $100 to eat at McDonald's. McDermott, LOL, McDermott's in. So Mickey D is McDermott. I like that. Who we pairing with KJ and Prize Picks? Yeah, there's many of options. I like Drummond's over 34. I have that. I have Luka over 37, and I have Clarkson. I would say that Clarkson's probably my favorite over. So this is basically, I have a decent amount of some of these things right here. So this is the best option in Martin. Clarkson after that I have a decent amount of. So the over 31 in Clarkson, I have him for like 35. And then Drummond I like a lot. The problem with Drummond is I think it's good. 34 is too low. The problem with him is like if AD comes out and plays 24 minutes out of nowhere, like that could really hurt Drummond's upside. But he'll still dominate rebounds, I believe. So those are my three favorite options. Luka looks good, but I'm not going to feel as secure on Luka if Porzingis is in. But Luka looks good. Like my projections on him are really high, but also my DraftKings perspective projections on him, I'm a little bit cognitive and conscious that his triple-double upside is factored into that, right? So that's not factored in a Prize Pick, so just keep that in mind. So those are probably my three favorites. Again, you can use the code SAL linked down below. Mickey D causes health problems. Oh, of course. Drummond will get hurt. I stay away. San Diego Varsity Sports fully on the Drummond getting hurt today. Do you like Boban on Boban? You mean Bojan? Bojan on Utah? Not really. Clarkson or Derek White? Clarkson. Kenyon Martin Jr., Sierra Canyon High School. Sounds good. I don't know what that is. What's the answer, brother? Says dominate. I don't know what you asked. You asked Clarkson or Derek White? Clarkson. Most rockets in a lineup. I have a rule set for 3 in the optimizer. So in the optimizer, I have a rule set for 3 in a lineup right now. Let's see what these higher randomness lineups start to give us. So we obviously have to take out Goga. So Goga gets into this lineup. I'm going to have to obviously update those projections. So that ain't going to be it. You should probably not play Goga today. So we'll update those projections and rerun the optimizer shortly. Brooks over on Prize Picks? Not for me, no. I actually have him like right on that. DeJounte over Conley and Lonzo. Is Jokic your favorite center? Jokic is not my favorite center. Jokic might be my 4th or 5th favorite center today. But I would say that's DeJounte over Conley. I'll take Conley. I'll take Conley if I had to pick one there. Jokic. So you asked me my favorite centers today. I would rank my favorite centers right now as, I mean, now with Goga out, it's a little bit harder, but I would go Kelly Olynyk, Mason Plumlee too. And then it's kind of a coin flip between Jokic, Drummond, and if you wanted to punt, Naz Reid. But I don't think you have to punt to Naz Reid, but he is actually valuable. So Jokic is either I'd say he's like my 3A, 3B, so third or fourth favorite. To be exact. And that's not exact, so I don't know what the fuck I'm saying. Do we like Jakar Sampson now? Yeah, Jakar Sampson was suspended one game the last time out there, so he wasn't actually active. Now he's going to be active. I will never like Jakar Sampson. If you see Jakar Sampson start at center, sure, but I think they're going to give Brissett the start at center before they give Jakar Sampson. McDermott will start at the 4, and Jakar Sampson will play off the bench for like 16 to 20 minutes, and Jakar Sampson is one of the worst fantasy point per minute producers in the NBA, so never in my life will I play Jakar Sampson. Unless he starts at center. So I'll pause that and say, if he starts at center, Jakar Sampson is somebody that I will have interest in. But if he's coming off the bench, I will never play Jakar Sampson coming off the bench in my life. So for right now, I'm going to project him to come off the bench. He is a bigger player, though, so I would not be shocked. And have they released a starting lineup, I would not be shocked if he did start. So I'm trying to think, how should we project this? Should we project Mr. Jakar to start or come off the bench? Because that's going to be important. Brissett played fantastic at the 5 last time out. Now he gets a Detroit team that's a little bit bigger. So I'm going to update the Indy minutes now for the news that just happened and see what we end up getting. Mavs interior is so soft, though. Drummond should get there. I agree. I agree. I like Drummond today. Thoughts on Brissett and Sampson? Whoever starts, I like more. So that's what I'll go with right there. Like, if Brissett's coming off the bench, not going to like him all that much. If it's Jakar Sampson off the bench, not going to like him. Whichever one starts, I will have projected very nicely, because whichever one starts, you're going to have to think you give 28 to 30 minutes, and at their cheap price points, it's just going to look really fucking good. So let's update these minutes. Dougie McBuckets is probably not going to look too bad either at just $3,800. Brogdon looks a lot better now. Brogdon actually becomes somebody of interest. O'Shea Brissett I have Brissett for 25.1 points, which makes him a yes. I actually have LeVert coming into play now. McConnell goes up to just 25 flat. Jeremy Lamb is also out. Jakar Sampson for me goes from about 4 points in a projection to 21.6. So Jakar Sampson is clearly in play, but I'm really not going to be wanting to get there unless he's starting, right? So I'll leave it at that one for now. And then Aaron Holiday. All right, the projections are going to be updated, so now we can actually run some new lineups for everybody. That's what I mainly wanted to take the time to do this. So the optimizer is in 3. Let's actually do this. The optimizer is officially... All right, the optimizer's updated. Let's fucking do this. Optimizer's updated. Let's run the optimizer now. Worst thing about these motherfucking fights is I have to stay up till 1 a.m. just to watch them. Your boy's bedtime's at like 10 o'clock. Fuck we doing here? Alrighty. Fuck we doing on the screen right now? All right, let's rerun these lineups now that we have the new projections out there. If you're listening over on Patreon, if you want to sign up for Patreon, you get access to the optimizer you're seeing right motherfucking now. The updated projections up and throughout lock, even on this Indeed weekend right here. So Goga, Lamb out. Projections, ranks, MMA shit as well tonight. PGA, all that, MMA, or MLB. Whole bunch of shit. So if you play DFS and you're playing blind right now, and you have the means to not be, right? Not if you just have a couple dollars left to your name. Don't be fucking coming to my Patreon. I don't want you buying any product at that point. Save your money. Even going out to eat's not a good idea. Save your money, cook at home, beans and rice and beans. But there you go, it's updated. If you have the means and you want to be taking your game to the next level, you can try it out. Is Goga playing? He is out. Brogdon over on Prize Picks. Let's see what it's at right now. Brogdon over 42, no thank you. The Brogdon over 42, not interesting to me. I have Brogdon at 42.5 points right now, so no thank you on that. LeVert, if anything, I've got him at like 40 and change, so no thank you on that. I've got McConnell at 25, so still don't even like that. I'd rather take the under. So nothing really changes. Brissett on the under barely, but it's not enough. Nothing really changes for me in terms of the interest there. But let's see what these new lineups now look like. But since we have some new stuff, let's put in some pretty big randomness, 33%, 3 uniques, and 3 from a team. And let's build out some lineups and see what we indeed get here. So the updates now, I will like more between O'Shea Brissett and Jakar Sampson, whichever one starts. So that'll be my easy answer to that one. They both look decent because of how fucking cheap they are and how limited bigs that there are there. So if Jakar Sampson starts and he's going to be highly owned, I really don't want to go there. I'm trying to see if we got any news on that yet. I don't believe so. No. I need to go get a play, somebody said. Yeah, I was hoping you would play as well. So here's like an update now. So this one has Jakar Sampson in. You can start to set some rules like to not have. So we can go in here. Another lovely tool of the Big Energy Optimizer. Let's go O'Shea Brissett. They're both so cheap that you don't have to set this rule, and there's not that many guys out there. So these, like both these guys today, Brissett and Sampson, I actually don't really think you need to set the at most one of these guys, but we'll just set it for now just to kind of get some differences in these lineups. But I really don't think you have to be setting that today because they're just both dirt cheap. Like if they both score in the mid-20s, it's good. Somebody says the Knicks fire. What do they want, 9 in a row? Can you show no minutes, please? Bledsoe in a player pool. Oh, the New Orleans minutes. I was like, what you mean about no minutes? Bledsoe is not in a player pool for me. New Orleans minutes are on the screen as it stands right now. Any love for Temple as a punt? Nope. How you doing, bud? Oh, my man called me bud. You hate to see that, but I'm doing well. House is starting. KJ isn't. Is Martin a better choice over House? I mean, I was expecting KJ to come off the bench. Yeah, I was expecting KJ to come off the bench. House is going to be relatively limited. Yeah, so my projections is if KJ is coming off the bench because House is going to be, I don't expect him to play big minutes anyways. I also have not seen the starting lineup out there, but I am projecting KJ Martin to come off the bench. But I do not think that there is a official starting lineup out there unless it came out like within microseconds, and Fantasy Labs doesn't have it yet. Your favorite small forward today, KJ Martin. Plumlee or Olynyk, and why? Olynyk higher ceiling. Olynyk, no competition at center. Plumlee actually has decent competition in Isaiah Stewart. Olynyk has a higher minutes floor of 30 to 32 today. Plumlee's minutes floor is 18 to 20. That's worrisome. Olynyk's minute ceiling is 36. Plumlee's is like 32. So Olynyk has a massively higher ceiling. Brandon Ingram, question mark? Not really. What's the best spot to use KJ in the utility? The small forward spot, I would say. Waiting on Adams news. Somebody says waiting on Adams news to Hernan could be good. Oh, to like Willie Hernan Gomez? Could be if he starts. Yes, I agree. KJ and Jokic or Ingles and Bam? KJ and Joker. Joker. Is Edwards a fine pick? I don't think so. I don't really want to go there. Mr. Vetri, top 5 SuperDraft plays says WS Mustafa. Yeah, SuperDraft's just contests are not filling. We could actually look like right now. Like, I don't know if there's like an internal concern with SuperDraft. I haven't been in direct communication with them or not. But you might as well take advantage of it while you can. Because SuperDraft's contests lately have only been filling at, I want to say like 60%. And like normally they fill like 70 or 80. So 60% is fucking bad, right? So right now SuperDraft's contest is 31% filled. And this, like, I think Awesome dropped them as a sponsor. They're still a sponsor. Like, I still sponsor them. It's just that Prize Picks, I mean, it gets the people going. People want to be seeing the Prize Picks content right now, so we're going to be giving it to them. But I think Awesome might have dropped them as a sponsor just based on them not providing, from more people coming to me saying that Awesome dropped it, so I provide SuperDraft projections. That's putting the puzzle pieces together. But, yeah, I mean, only 30-something% filled tonight. This contest starts in about 2 hours, so yeah, I mean, I would guess that this fills at like 60 or 65% on a Saturday. So you can get in there. There's a link down below in the description. My top 5 projected SuperDraft plays today, right now, just based on pure projections. Jason Tate, Nikola Jokic, Jordan Clarkson, Karl Anthony Towns, and Nikola Vucevic. So a lot of centers in there. A lot of centers in there right now. Somebody wants to know the updated top 10 today. Yeah, we can go to the early interest, the updated top 10. The updated top 10. Let me put in the updated top 10 for you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. These are the updated top 10, but it's including guys that aren't yeses for me because I just don't feel like factoring through the ones that are only yeses. So this is the updated top 10. Out of these top 10, 8 of them are currently yeses for me. So that should help. Russ or Steph today? Russ as in who? Like Westbrook's not on the slate. Like D'Angelo Russell or just in general? Steph. Like just in general, real life? Steph. In fantasy, every single time, Russ. Brissett or McDermott? Brissett. Clarkson or Ingles? Clarkson. Did that just fuck up my camera? Did we get the wall showing? Oh, no, we got the wall showing. We can't have that. What you trying to do? What you trying to do? In that polka dot bikini, girl. We fucking this whole thing up. There we go. That kind of worked. Top 10 updated here. Do you like Jokic today? Yes, but there's a lot of cheap centers that look really good. The PJ over on Prize Picks. PJ Dozier, no bet for me. Ingram 1.25 or Zion 1.1. Ingram. I signed up for SuperDraft and I love it, says Henry. Hey, Henry, shout out to you. When did you sign up? Recently or like very recently, like today or somewhat recently? Aaron Gordon, $5,500 for our last pick. Yeah, I think Aaron Gordon is very viable. Your favorite power forward today is going to be either Jason Tate or KJ Martin. Hey, Sal, just got here. Can you rank your top 3 Rockets? Devin, what's going on, boss man? Yeah, I can rank the top 3 Rockets right now. This is the updated top 10 on the slate right now. My top 3 Rockets players today, KJ Martin right now for me, Jason Tate, Kelly Olynyk, and Armani Brooks, factoring in ceiling. How many Rockets in one lineup? At most 3 for me. Sal, did you know if you're reading this, it's too late? Oh, no. Yeah, that's what the poster I have on the board over there is. That's actually the record right up there. I can never understand which way I'm pointing. Yeah, right up there. The record. And then down below me, which is, got to fucking like, I can't do this. Every opposite way I'm going. Down there, there's the actual records. Conley or Clarkson? Clarkson. I signed up today, says Henry. Hey, shout out to you, Henry. That should be big fun. Henry Fisher. You gave out half my SuperDraft lineup today. Yeah, Derek. I mean, that's the thing with SuperDraft, right? You know the top projected plays. You can't just play the top projected plays. You have to factor in a little bit of ownership, right? Like in your mind. So like today on SuperDraft, like I would not be playing. I don't think Nikola Jokic, he's a yes for me, but I don't think he should be your priority play on SuperDraft. Why? He has a very similar projection to centers like Karl-Anthony Towns, who's actually power forward eligible, so don't be playing Towns at center. But Nikola Vucevic, Andre Drummond, these guys are off Jokic by like 2 points. And their multipliers are way fucking better. So if you're playing Nikola Jokic today on SuperDraft, you're fucking crazy. You're just fucking, like, he's a yes, right? He has to be a yes because he's the second highest projected player. Maybe he should be a maybe, though. If I update the projections, I'll probably make him a maybe. Because he has literally a 2-point difference from Vucevic, who has a 20% higher multiplier, meaning 20% more points for every point he scores. And Drummond was a 45%, 1.45x, right? You can even go down to Kelly Olynyk, who's 1.45x. Although I think he might be power forward over there. Somebody said, where'd Zal go? What you mean, where'd Zal go? He right here. We still live? We still good? Zion, Vooch, or Luka for DK points? Luka. Just for points, Luka. Lillard was my downfall in prize picks yesterday. Damn. In Clarkson, we trust. We like to hear it. KJ, sadly, only power forward eligible on DK. Luka, the best option there. I thought KJ was small forward eligible. Am I looking at? Oh, I was looking at fucking Keelan Martin when I typed in Martin. Shit. The best small forward then is going to be Jason Tate. Luka if you want to pay up, but like point per dollar, Jason Tate. A lot of activity, over 200 people right here on a motherfucking Saturday evening. So I appreciate you all in here. Any DJ Wilson? Yeah, I mean, DJ Wilson is a top 10 play for me, point per dollar wise. He's not a yes though. Like DJ Wilson right now for me ranks out as a maybe. He is my second highest projected maybe. 19.8 points at 3,100. It's fine. It's just fine. It's not like elite. It's just fine. I love this guy, says Dominate. You love me? Ooh. I'm liking some Indiana exposure tonight. I feel you on that one. Still like the Brissett under. I have not bet it, and I probably won't. I'm not going to bet the Brissett under now. I'm not going to bet the Brissett. The Brissett under was only good if Goga was in, for me at least. You still like Conley? I think he's fine. Do you like Ingles today? Yes, I like Ingles on the over as well. On Prize Picks, Ingles over 31 is actually a quality option. Ingles over 31, if it's still there, let me see, is probably the next Prize Picks that I'll take. So Ingles over 31 will be my 5th Prize Pick today once I take it after the stream. I would rank the Prize Picks today over on Martin. We already talked about 23 is just like, I mean, the lock of all fucking locks. I don't know why he's this low. So Martin over 23. Clarkson over 31 is probably my second favorite. And then Drummond over 34. I also have an over on Luka from this morning. I have an over on Vooch as well. That was placed this morning. So I guess Vooch is in there, but he's not one of my favorites. Now we have some other options. And then that Ingles one I might place next after the stream. Clarkson or Josh Jackson? Clarkson, not even close. I'm finding room for a second stud tonight. Best spend up Luka and Jokic. Price not mattering. You're asking me, do I like both of them or just one of them? If I had to pick one of them, I would take Luka because he's more flexible. I don't know if he's flexible in person. I don't know if he's flexible in bed, but he's just more flexible. What? Pause. But Luka, more flexible. I have today Jokic for like a point or more, but the centers are way better to pay down for than like the point guards. Like I'd rather have Kelly Olynyk on a pay down, Mason Plumlee on a pay down than like your only guard option that looks really strong as a pay down is like Armani Brooks. And I'm talking pay down like all the way to below 4K. Tate and Murray or Drummond and D'Lo for DK today. Oof, that's a really good one. Oof, I'll go probably Tate and Murray there. I think it's a higher ceiling. Just D'Lo, I don't think is going to play 34 minutes yet. If you're having girl problems, I feel bad for you, son. I got 99 problems, but up ain't one. Hit me. What's up, Brian? Showing up on the weekend to support the dude Sal. Let's go. Hey, Bradadad. What's going on, boss man? Conley or Clarkson for DK points today. So just straight out points. Price doesn't matter. Straight out points today for Conley and Clarkson. I'm going to be going with Conley, but I like Clarkson more as a play overall. I have Clarkson for 35.9 points, which is really good for his price point. I have Conley as the better overall play. I have Clarkson for the better overall play, barely. I have Conley for 37.8 and Clarkson for 35.9. So Clarkson about 2 points less, but he's $500 less. Derek says, sign up for Patreon. Yeah, if you guys enjoy this content, we're going to have even more content. I mean, we are less than a week away from the NFL draft, so after that, I'm going to start to put out some NFL content pretty consistently. We'll still be doing the NBA live streams, NBA morning shows, but some NFL content pretty consistently. Live streams to mock draft with all of you with our partnership with Underdog. Just top informational videos of like these guys and rankings and things like that. Luka and Jokic for cash. Yeah, if you can get to both of them, fine. So, yeah, be sure to sign up for Patreon. There's the link right there. Best pay-up option on DK today. Point per dollar wise, it's Jokic for me. But the fact that the opportunity cost at center, meaning that there's a shit ton of centers you can go to that are good and have ceilings compared to point guards and small forwards, Luka because of the flexibility. You think Adams plays today? I haven't projected in yes. I bet Luka's mom is flexible. I'd help her try to be anyway. Yikes. Russell or none today? If I had to pick one, I'd pick none. If I had to pick one, I'd pick none. How about that one? If you, what do we got? Guys, smash that like button. Sal, help me win on many occasions. He's a great watch. Much love. Brian C., I appreciate you. Thank you for being here. Ocho Cinco was bragging on Twitter about having a 2.2 GPA. Oh, no, I saw Ocho Cinco ask a question undercover to Masvidal. Masvidal was like, is that Chad Ocho Cinco? and then he's just like, what up, man? How many points do you have for Clarkson with? Sorry. Clarkson with. I have Clarkson today, DraftKings points for 35.9. Makes him a very good over on Prize Picks at 31. Anthony Edwards for you today? No, I'll pull up Minnesota's minutes. Anthony Edwards with D'Lo getting more minutes is just not it. It's just not it. 7K left at point guard on DK. So you're asking me what you should do with that 7K. If you're left with point guard at DK, 7K left, I'd go to Conley, 7K flat. Otherwise, Clarkson, 6,500. And we just want pure points. Sal, if you and I both put 12% randomness and same uniques, will we get all the same lineups, or is it random every time it's run? It'll be a different range of outcomes. It'll be a different 12% range of outcomes. So we won't have the exact same lineups on those 150. It'll be a 12% distribution of means. Yeah. Showing up on the weekend. Luka, Ed Davis, or Jonas Valanciunas for pure points. JaVale McGee. Back to Brissett. If he starts at center, yes. Otherwise, if he's off the bench, not for me, dog. I mean, if him or Jakar are off the bench, they're maybes. They're not yeses, not completely out of play. But whichever one starts is the obvious option compared to the other. He's still on Prize Picks. None. I don't know what that means. None is doubtful for today over on Hero. Hero is out and None is playing. None is not doubtful today. Chris Dunn is doubtful tomorrow. Kendrick Nunn is probable today, and Hero has already been ruled out. So Hero's not playing today. He's ruled out. There's no injury news on Kendrick Nunn. Sorry, I had a big typo. Thank you. No problem. Who you running from Houston? Kenyon Martin Jr., Kelly Olynyk look like the two best options. And then after that, Armani Brooks and Jason Tate. Okay, my bad. No problem. Bogdanovich, not for me. I'm not really on Bojan. Yeah, I'm not really big on Bojan today, I'll be honest with you. I ain't there. It ain't it. Alrighty, I know it's a Saturday. I know it'll be relatively slow, but if you're in this right now, I see we have over 215 people across all platforms. Get any questions you have in. Finalize your questions right now. The slate starts in an hour and 15 minutes, so be sure to get any questions that you have in because, I mean, we're caught up on questions. So if you have any questions right now in the chat, if you've just been lurking around, you're like, I don't know if I should ask this. I'm worried to get into the chat. Just ask it. There's a judgment-free zone. So ask any questions that you have because then we're going to bounce. I'll bounce early. I normally stay on for an hour, but if we don't got any questions, I'll bounce. No Butler love. Butler's in play for me. Butler's a maybe. He's in play for me. Barton out help Gordon much? Slightly, yeah. Slightly, yep. A little bit more usage, a little bit more of a assist percentage. Gordon looks like a quality play, but more of like a last guy in. Clarkson or Ingles for a 2,400 person GPP utility spot. Clarkson. They still have Hero on Prize Picks. Do you like the None over? No, I don't like the None over. I saw that they had Hero on Prize Picks still, but I have None for like 31 points today. So the None over 29 is not enough for me to take it. Got the baby on the hip for good luck. You've got a future fan, my man. Got the baby on the hip for good luck. Uh-oh. What's up, Brandon Jones? How you doing, boss man? You got a future fan. Oh, you saying that the okay, I don't know why I thought you were saying some rap song as if you had like a gun on your hip. You're literally saying that your child is sitting on your hip right now, and that's a future fan. Hey, shout out him. Maybe we'll be podcasting or her in the future. You like Ingles today? Yes, I like Ingles a good amount. I mainly like Ingles on Prize Picks, the over 31. But either way, I think Ingles is good. I'll pull up Utah's minutes. Either way, I think Utah or Ingles is a quality play, but I like him a lot more in price picks. Do you like DJ Wilson? Slightly. He's not a yes. He's not one of my top 15 options today. He's not one of my yeses, but he is a good point per dollar play. Bam or Vooch today? Give me Vooch. Early prelims start in 15 minutes. Let's get those dollars. Yeah. The early prelims start real early. I mean, 6 p.m. I think it's like early, but it's relatively late now, right? So yeah, the early prelims are starting. I believe the main card is at 10 fucking p.m. I'll probably put it on around 8 or 9. Porter player fade. Porter player fade, like Michael Porter. I'm more towards a fade than a play. Bam or Vooch. Sal, best play $5,800 or less today. The best play, I mean, what's the price range, my man? The best play $5,800 or less is $3,600 KJ Martin Jr. But what is like your price range? Like what range are we in between? Like 50. If you're saying like between 58 and 5,000, then Kendrick Nunn at 5,300 would probably be your best option. Good power forwards today. Kenyon Martin Jr. number 1. Jason Tate after that is pretty solid. Jakar Sampson then becomes really solid if he was to start. Yeah. Brissett if he was to start. I need a $5,900 small forward today. Here we go. $5,900 small forward is Jason Tate. Assuming that you already have Jason Tate, and I'll just make that assumption for you. I would go at 50. What did you say? 5,900. Assuming that you already have Jason. Is Tate small forward eligible? Yeah. Assuming you already have Jason Tate at 6,100, so you can't afford him. So I assume you don't fucking have him. Small forwards after that then. $5,900 or below. I would say your best option is it's rough in these streets. Yeah, I would say that your best option is probably Aaron Gordon. 5,500. Who are your top 3 Lakers today? Yeah, top 3. I'll pull up the Lakers minutes. Good question. We haven't really talked much about the Lakers outside of Drummond. It's Drummond and nobody else. I'll be honest with you. It's Drummond and nobody else. If you force me to pick other options, I just go Drummond, Schroeder, and Kuzma. But it's Drummond and nobody else. PJ Dozier projection today for you. Yeah, I'll pull up Denver's minutes and I'll give you the projection. I have PJ Dozier right now as a yes for 30 minutes of play. I have PJ Dozier right now as my top projected Denver player in terms of point per dollar for 23.8 points. He is a yes for me. Olynyk or Jokic at center? Give me Olynyk. Dozier starting tonight, you think? I haven't projected to start. No good pay-ups on power forward today, somebody says. I mean, all the power forwards are injured. Like, unless you want to unload the clip completely for Zion, your only option that is healthy today, like fully healthy, because Porzingis isn't fully healthy and he's expensive. Your fully healthy guy would be an 8K Porter. Other than that, a really bad projected Kuzma. So like Jason Tate's going to pick up a shit ton of ownership because he's one of 8 players playing today because the position is so damn weak. Towns or Vooch, if you had to pick one today, I'd go Towns. What's up, Sal? How you feeling? I'm feeling a lot better today. Thanks, Cree. How does Plumlee look to you compared to this morning after all the news? He still looks good. Yeah, Plumlee. So this is right now my top 10 plays right now. Plumlee still looks good today. Mason Plumlee, whoops. Mason Plumlee is still in the top 10. So Plumlee is over Kelly Olynyk in this, but I'm going to take Kelly Olynyk. He has better minutes, security, and upside and point upside. What's up, Sal? Is there anyone who covers SuperDraft extensively, says James? My guess would be no, and the reason is I don't know how you could. Unless you're like writing like a blog post, I don't know how you could just cover SuperDraft extensively unless, one, they're paying you directly to do that, like you're an employee of them or a contractor, or you're just doing like a quick blog post. Because to like record a quality podcast or a quality YouTube show, it's tough. Like I can tell you right now, the best SuperDraft plays, I have the entire chart right here. Like it's very easy to see if you know how to make good projections and factor in the high multiplier upside where the good plays are. It's relatively easy. I would say it was really easy. Like I have friends, my girlfriend plays it, friends that play it without really much help. But people covering it extensively, the site would have to get bigger, which me promoting it, hopefully it is. Other sites promoting it, hopefully it gets bigger. But without that, you're not going to see exclusive people like extensively promoting it. And if people are like making SuperDraft specific content, they're probably just trying to push a quick money, like which isn't something like the reason I'm not covering SuperDraft exclusively is for me to do that. The only way it's valuable is because I'm bringing affiliate signups to them, and I just don't want to be doing content just for money. Like I didn't get into this just for money. I got into it out of passion. So I'm always very hesitant to start doing any type of content that will be just for money. And making SuperDraft exclusive content would literally be just for affiliate signups and hoping that people sign up through my link, right? And that's not something that I really ever want to focus on. It's just tough because the site is not big enough to get organic reach. So if I made a video today, yeah, because I have a big following, I might get some decent viewership, but even then it might only be like 1,000 views for NBA. Where if somebody's trying to start off new with it on YouTube, they'll get like 1 or 2 views. because the general public does not know what SuperDraft is. The general public knows what DraftKings and FanDuel are, right? Or at least more so in the general public. Hopefully that's a good answer. Is Derek White a good play? No, he's extremely overpriced for guys being out in overtime games. Let's get this guy to 100 likes. Do it for sure. Olenek player fade. I play him. Love the work that you do, Sal. Let's get this money. What's up, Chip Segura? I like that name. My guy Sal, top pay up plays. What were you feeling? Yeah, I mean, the pay all the way up plays, they're not like great today. I'll be honest with you. Like, it's Jokic and Luka. That's it. Like, it's Jokic and Luka. Jimmy Butler looks a little bit better now with no Goran Dragic out there from a usage standpoint. But it's Luka and Jokic in that order. But there's so many good centers that I'm really getting a lot more of a Luka today. Hit that like button. Sal gives us the keys to the money. Hey, what's up, Derek? Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that, boss man. There's a link to Patreon in the chat where you're going to bounce shortly, but I'll get through all these questions. D'Lo on play today? Yes, he is indeed. Zion definitely not necessary today. I agree. How many Rockets are too many for a 3,000 person? I don't want more than 3 in that. D'Angelo Russell on play today? Yes. 9.2K left at utility. Who is the best option on DK? At 9.2 left at utility? Oof. Let me look at my exact projections for you. 9.2 left at utility. The answer for me would be Malcolm Brogdon. Malcolm Brogdon at 8,300 is my highest projected guy at 9.3K or less. You're going to leave $900 on the table. Maybe you can get up somewhere else. Sal, what's the dinner fans tonight? Pizza or baked ziti? Neither. After this, I'm going to be making a nice omelet. I didn't have time to make an omelet this morning, so I had some rice cakes this morning. Then I had some turkey jerky for lunch. And then I'll be making a nice omelet with some avocado. I'll make like a bacon and chicken sausage omelet. 3-egg omelet with some feta, some peppers and onions, a little bit of salsa on it, avocado on the side with some everything but the bagel seasoning. We'll have a nice little dinner. Probably not many people in the $600 single entry. I'd say one spot. 2 will make you really unique, though. There you go. KJ or Gordon? Thanks, brother. No problem. KJ or Gordon today at power forward? KJ. How many Houston players are safe to play in a single entry or 3 max? 2 to 3. Probably 3. Or probably 3 at most. Not like you have to play 3. Trevor Ariza question mark? Meh. Top plays today? Yeah, man. I mean, these are the top 10 projected plays. They're not all yeses for me, or top 10 point per dollar plays, I should say. Projected plays, most of these guys are not in that. I don't think any of them are. These are top 10 point per dollar, so you can obviously see a shit ton of value today. Zion or Jimmy? Jimmy. Gordon or White for utility? Ooh, good question. Let me see. That's a good one. So Aaron Gordon I have today for 27.8 points, and Kobe White I have for 30.4. So Kobe White. That's what I was going to say, too. Who's the Pacer play today at center? You'll see when we get the starting lineup. I couldn't tell you. It's either going to be Brissett or Jakar Sampson. Sampson has more size, but Brissett has been playing lately and playing better. Sampson only missed the last game because of a incident. But the Pacers play at 7, so we'll have that starting lineup before tip-off. So we don't have to worry about like trying to guess or project who. So right now I'm just projecting it to be Brissett. I'm really projecting them to split the minutes, but I think they'll see more than that. Tater and Gordon Tate. I know you answered it, but any love for D'Angelo Russell? I didn't hear you answer earlier. I have interest in D'Angelo Russell, yes. He was a player on the slate this morning that I liked. He's not as good of a play anymore because a lot more value has opened up. But I do think that D'Angelo Russell is a quality option today, yes. I only have him at 28 minutes, so I'm not going to give him 29 or 30 like he had last time out, 29. Russell is a yes for me today, one of my 14 yeses, but I have not yet updated. Or actually, I have updated. So let me see how many yeses I have now. I currently have 15 yeses on the slate, and Russell is one of them. So he's a borderline priority play, but not all the way there. Thank you, fella. Good luck. Good luck to you as well. Tater or Olenek. Thanks for your insights today. Peace out. Peace out to you as well. Enjoy the rest of your weekends, everybody. Hope you all have a lovely time. Nas or Jay-Z? Oof. I mean, Jay-Z is like your mainstream answer. I'd probably still go with Jay-Z, but both are quality. Obviously quality. Are you on Patreon, Brad Dad? I am on Patreon. You could better believe that. You don't play or cover hockey. The over-unders are sure bets sometimes. Nope, I don't play or cover hockey. Nope. I do not. Thank you, good fella. No problem. All right, I'm going to bounce. We've been live for about 57 minutes or so. Thank you for tuning in. Appreciate you all a ton. Be sure to check out the sponsors of the program. We have 2 of them, Prize Picks. We already told you. The best player. So I have the over on Drummond, I have the over on Clarkson, and I have the over on Kenyon Martin. Those are my 3 favorite Prize Picks right now. Kenyon Martin is still at only 23. I just fail to fucking understand why this is happening. But over on Kenyon Martin, my favorite option there. So be sure to check out Prize Picks. And then, a big old booty. Let's see what the SuperDraft update is right now. So SuperDraft today, their contest starts at 8, so they're not going to do the 7 o'clock game. There's only one game that starts at 7, and then you have the 8 o'clock games. But SuperDraft's contest right now is still just not fucking filling. We looked at this like 25 minutes ago, and I think like 3 more people have filled since then. So SuperDraft starts in 2 hours, and it's only 31% filled. My guess on a Saturday, where other people have other plans, watching the UFC, hanging out, relaxing, maxing all cool with their friends. It's summertime, right? Or at least it's summertime in the South. 200 people in this. This is going to fill, I would say. My guess on this is at most 70%, probably 60, 65%. So you can use that link down below to check it out and get up in there. I just noticed those 6 God posters behind you, LOL. Do I have a 6 God poster behind me? You mean in the corner? Oh, like over there? Yeah, those are records. They're like the actual vinyl records. Yeah, we got the Jay-Z behind me right there. Renaissance Man. What does that say on it? It says, the world's biggest rap star. Enjoy. Like the video, fellas. Like the videos before you go. The album covers. Yeah, I would like to get more album covers. Like, I would like to just fill an entire sidewall with album covers. There's a lot of other ones I would like to have. Beautiful Thugger Girls by Young Thug. Fucking absolute beautiful album. Peace out, everybody. Appreciate you all a ton. See you on the next one. You all rock. You have no idea how much I appreciate you. We'll be back tomorrow. Look, we're going to do the weekend content because next weekend I'm going to be in Florida, so I won't be able to do any content next weekend. I'll bring my content gear, but I think I might just chill out, relax, max, all cool. So we're going to get this weekend content out this week. Tomorrow we're going to be having some more NBA content. It's only a 4-game slate, so it's only a fucking 4-game slate. A little bit of it's like an off day. Peace out, gang. Enjoy the rest of your day. Slate starts in an hour. Get your dollar Ruskies. Get on Patreon. What you waiting for? Peace out.